was having panic attacks because I knew I was gonna have a panic attack.
Welcome back to episode 2 of Dinner with Friends. We're in season 2, baby. Today's October 25th, so we are doing a bit of a Halloween theme. Let me give you the menu rundown. I gave these dishes really cute names. You're gonna have to follow along to see like what's actually in them. But we're having a Black Widow margarita. For our appetizer, I'm doing a witch's brew green soup. Dinner is green spaghetti and eyeballs. I'm doing like a bloody graveyard ice cream Oreo dessert thing. It should be cute. I'm excited about it. My guest today is Claudia Gonzalez. She is a chef. She is based in Orange County. Her and I actually met online. She used to be the head chef for Model Meals. And if you don't know me, I owned Prep for Days. And when I was kind of coming up, I would reach out to a bunch of big brands. Obviously, no one responded because no one wants to talk to anyone for free. And I get that. But yeah, she responded, and she's also a fellow Latina. Super excited to get to know her. We've actually never met in person. I know she has an interesting story, so let's get to it. Any grand venture is gonna take a Diet Coke. I'm gonna go get her.
You didn't bring me anything. That's an early Christmas.
Real quick, I've cut my hair since this episode because Jesus Christ. In the spirit of Halloween, I think my camera was possessed on this day because in the middle of shooting, it died. But luckily, I have 2 phones that I used for content before this camera even existed. So you'll see me kind of salvage everything midway through. And I hope you stick around because Claudia's story is very heartbreaking and I'm grateful that she was able to share it with us. But it's also really inspiring to see how far she's come. Oh, and also you have to make this margarita. It's bomb.
I always watch the videos and I'm like, it looks like she makes really good drinks. Cheers! Cheers!
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Right?
I think that you become more wise or you see life in a different, from a different perspective when you're after 40.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, it just hits you. Like it's just like you don't really care about as many. All right, like we've experienced so much that you understand that life is this like good and bad. Like it's, you know, like it's not supposed to be perfect. Yeah, you're not as disappointed when something goes wrong. Yeah. When people wrong you, you're not as disappointed. You know? It's just people.
Past year, I think I've done like the most growth, and I think a lot of it was like. I don't really care who's wronged me because that's not on me. And I'm still fine. Yeah. And the second thing is, you really think you don't care and then you just keep caring less, which is great. Mm-hmm. It's so fun. There's particular friends or particular family members that I really cared about what they thought of me for like my whole life. Yeah. And now I'm just kind of like, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. I also live by myself. I live in another state by myself from all the people that I grew up with. So to me, it's like, if I do something or if I'm making choices in life that they're not approving of, I'm like, you literally don't even know who I am. Yeah. This version of me in your head is not my problem. So what happened after Model Meals? Because Model Meals ended when? 2021?
2021.
And then after that, you started just kind of cooking on your own for people. But then you did yoga teacher training. There's a little crossover with us there. That's why I was like, oh my God, I am her. She is me. Because you did the cooking first. I did the cooking second. I did the yoga first. You did the yoga second. Yeah.
Model Meals ending was the catalyst for me. Yeah. For me, I felt like that was it. I put all my eggs in that basket. Yeah. And when it ended, I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, my life is over. Yeah. I invested my heart and soul to that business. Yeah. We wrote the operation.
So you were there before it was running?
No, it was already Model Meals when I started, but the system in the back of the house, they had everything. Like, people saw a good brand. It was a great brand when I came in. But in the back of the house, it's just not running, right? Like, when I started working there, they had like 20 employees and they were all doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, they were all prepping?
The owners were not getting paid because everything was going there. And they didn't know what was happening because when Danica started it, she started on her own. So then she had to get a job, and so she was modeling and doing other things, and she was like getting paid elsewhere, not from this. But this was her baby, and she loved it, so she didn't want to give it up. When I got there and I saw the operation was wrong, I'm coming with experience, but I didn't apply as a leader or anything. I just applied as a prep. Then I saw things, and that's just my nature.
Why did you apply as a prep and not as a lead?
So my sister had just passed away, and I just wanted I just wanted a job that would take my mind off things. I was just like, I would wear a hat and just like...
Yeah, it was nice to just
prep,
zone out.
Like, so I was training with the chef because I wanted to move up. That's right. Like, I never thought I'm going to run a restaurant or anything like that. I was like, just want to make more money.
Yeah, of course.
So I was training under him, and he was a professor for a culinary school. So I would go to work and then come back unpaid. And I put in so many hours just to learn how to make everything from scratch. From what herbs go with what proteins, and how to make a vinaigrette from scratch, and how to make, use what you have to make it. So that's what I am right now, basically. Sure. I didn't know what model meals was. Honestly, I had never heard of meal prep. I had never, I didn't know how that worked. And it was very hard for me to, actually grow into that position because people thought, she was just a prep. How is she a chef now? Yeah. So it was hard for them to convince them. But then when they saw me, literally take on that's my kitchen, and really take on that responsibility, they respected me. Right. The ones that stayed, they respected me, and we were able to go national. When it ended, I tried to do, because I developed that gluten-free bread recipe.
Yes, I remember.
That would always sell out. So I tried to do the bread company. Yeah. You remember that, right? Yeah, I remember. I was like, nah, it's too much work.
It's just it's hard to get it in stores, to keep them in stores, to keep them moving in the stores. I have friends of two different brands of a vegan yogurt and a gourmet dog food that they sell at Erewhon at Whole Foods. The stress that these men have on their face every day.
Yeah. I always wonder if it's worth it. But just looking from a perspective of a mom, right? I'm a mom. I would never take a job now where the stress is
that significant.
It's that significant.
I agree.
Because there's no money. You can't pay me any amount of money for me to be stressed out every day or have to. Because I remember model meals. It was I was at the end of it, which is when I found yoga. Yeah. At the end of it, I was having a panic disorder. I was having panic attacks because I knew I was going to have a panic attack.
And you're so right. I work around a lot of people that are really rich. They have a lot of money, or their husbands have a lot of money. A lot. I'm not talking about they're a couple $1 million. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah. For the most part, anyone that's making that much money doesn't really have much of a life. Right. I not only have taught them yoga, I've trained them, I've cooked for them. They are on their phone 24/7. Yeah. They are never home. Yeah. They never see their kids. Mm-hmm. Sure, they live in an 8-bedroom mansion on the hill. Do they know?
Because are they there?
Yeah. Right? Do they actually live in the office, or they live on a plane?
It comes down to what you value.
Because it really does.
Because if you value money and status, that's what they think matters the most, then the trade-off for them might be worth it. You know, I didn't see my kids for so long, and now that I do, I don't want to be too hard on myself, because when I didn't see my kids, I was training for what I am right now. Sure, right. It worked out the way that it was supposed to be. I put in the hours, but now I'm here with all this experience and all this training. I even went back to school and did all these things that have allowed me to now do what I do. Yeah. But I don't remember when my kids were a certain age when they were doing certain things. Yeah, and I get sad about it sometimes. Yeah. There's a big gap where my kids are I remember you were never here on Christmas, because I was always working.
And I think a lot of parents can relate to that, though, especially single parents.
So this is what I was telling you earlier. The community that I built on Instagram, even though I don't have a lot of followers, whatever, all the people are constant. And
me too.
And it's we know each other, right? Like you and I. We've made a connection, and in some way we've supported each other or whatever. So I have a lot of people who will support anything I do. I agree. And I've never even met them once.
Yeah,
right?
same.
They're just right? Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I do think it's becoming a little bit there's very specific ecosystems now. Yes. I think we're just going into an interest media. I don't know if it's super social anymore. I think it's...
Well, it used to be that you only saw... The algorithm will show you all the things
who you follow,
the people who you...
And now you're no, you might like this.
Yeah. So if I want to see what you're doing, I literally have to physically, I have to go to your...
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
And I think But yeah, and I agree. My I don't have a huge following either. Most of my following is on TikTok. But I love being on Instagram stories because that's where all my fun conversations are. Yeah. From people that are into my stuff. They're closer, even if I've never met them. Like I told my boyfriend, I was like, oh yeah, my friend's Claudia's coming third night. He's like, oh, where did you guys meet? And I was like, we've never met.
I feel the same way. I always tell my kids, oh, my friend. Yeah. And I told them the story about Silicon Valley, and they laughed. They were
God.
They were laughing so hard.
I forgot that you saw that.
I was like, oh my God, you on Silicon Valley.
A lot of people don't even know that I'm an actress.
They're like, my mom's weird. Like,
so random, like she knows an actress?
So random.
Well, if it makes you feel better, some of my closest friends don't even know that I'm an actress.
No way.
Like, I'll literally show them clips of when I'm on a show, and they're kind of like, who are you? Because I really have had a bunch of, like, eras and lives, and like I have a community of people that know me as a trainer, know me as a yoga teacher, know me as an actor, or like know me as a food boss, a girl boss.
Yeah, they don't necessarily cross over.
They don't cross over. So there's certain people that are like, oh, you run a business now? Like, are you joking? And then there's other people that are like, you're trying to break into acting? I'm like, bitch, no, I've been an actor. We're going to work on the appetizer, which is a witch's brew soup. It's going to be broccoli, some zucchini, some spinach, and some potato. I'm kind of freaking out because I don't have caldo de pollo, and I thought I did, which is chicken bouillon. And like all of these recipes need that. By the way, now that I'm 37, all I do is count fiber, okay? I count fiber all day long, and I try to get 25 grams of fiber a day. So if you're doing that too, this soup is perfect. We're a Jarlic household. And yeah, I don't want to hear any Jarlic slander on this page, okay? We like Jarlic here. Ooh, I'm a witch. I'm a witch. I'm going to throw in this sprig of rosemary, but I'm going to take it out before I blend this up. Just really for some aromatics. It's like my cauldron.
It's really good. I don't use bouillon. Because it's got a lot of like added stuff.
It does.
So when people they have a restrictive diet, it doesn't allow for it. But you know what I use a lot? Garlic and onion granules. In everything. Of course, for some recipes I have to like mince the garlic. I use a lot of like fresh garlic. But for example, almond crusted chicken. You can't use fresh garlic. So garlic and onion granules on that. Best thing ever.
And you put it in the dry mix. That's smart. That's super smart. I love that.
I remember when they used to good morning to everyone except for the skinny bitch. Oh my God, I love that. And I was like, I remember I reached out and I was like, I responded to that and I was like, I've always wanted to be thick.
Oh my God.
I was skinny back then, but I was sick.
Well, you're plenty skinny now.
No, I'm in perimenopause. I gained so much weight.
How much weight have you gained?
But I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy
that I've waited for this moment.
Yeah, but I'm also confused because I don't know what to do with it, and I've had to change my wardrobe, and
You look great.
But I still have some clothes that I'm like, this is not me anymore. I need to like start buying clothes that are more for me and my age because my body is changing. I got more boobs now.
Yeah, same. Isn't it really confusing to shop for this age? Because you're like, well, I can't wear that slutty stuff. Although sometimes I still wear slutty stuff. I can't wear that. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to wear this like corporate weird Lane Bryant shit. And then
you're at that point where you're not too young, but also not too old.
And I've seen people that they just went from high school to senora.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl.
Yeah.
Like
live a little.
Live a little. Yeah. Or I mean, and maybe they don't want to, right? But even just even
that was me.
To touch on that, I do think there's a little bit of a wave that people don't talk about. First, you're like super young and hot, right? And you're partying, or maybe you just want to go travel, whatever. But you feel young and you're acting young, and then something happens in like mid to late 20s where all of a sudden everyone becomes a grandma. Don't you? Didn't that happen to you? Because that happened to me. Yeah. And then it happens again that you go back into your rebellious party girl mode at like 30s, like early 30s, mid 30s. I'm not there anymore. I mean, I'm going to a Halloween party tonight after this, so it's like I guess I'm still there. But now I have a boyfriend, so it's just a little more subdued. But my point is like, I'm now. I think it's funny that like when I see on TikTok these 20-year-old girls that are like, oh, I'm a grandma, I'm not going out. I have a garden now that I tend to. I'm like, bitch, you're 26. Get out there. What are you doing? You have a garden. You have your whole fucking life to make a garden. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Meatballs, in my opinion, are something that everyone should know how to make. You could make turkey meatballs, chicken meatballs, beef meatballs with the exact same recipe, just changing up the meat. And I think it's a very valuable cooking 101 lesson. So you can totally just screenshot this recipe and use this for meatballs forever moving forward. And as for the green spaghetti, in Mexican culture, green spaghetti is very common. I'm also one of the unlucky lactose intolerant Mexicans that cannot handle having the actual recipe. So the recipe you see on the screen is for you to make as you should. The one that you see me making is dairy-free. I don't know if you're supposed to be breaking your pasta like that, so I'm sorry if I broke any rules there. But you know what? I don't think pasta should be gluten-free either. And we're here, so... This is a first with Dinner with Friends, but I do have to give a trigger warning for this part of the episode. I'm so grateful Claudia was able to share her story with us. I do want to give a trigger warning. We will be talking about drugs, alcohol, and sexual assault. Wait, so tell me about, I guess start with your story, I guess with your husband or with your mom. I'm sure they tie into each other.
So my dad was an alcoholic, and he had been an alcoholic his whole life. My mom says that he started drinking since he was a kid. But my dad was very abusive. He used to beat up my mom no idea. He will chase us out the house with a freaking knife. He tried to kill himself so many times that I can't even remember.
Really?
He would slash his wrist and see blood all over, and it's just in the middle of the night. You're sleeping as a kid, and all of a sudden you wake up to your dad fucking bleeding all over the place. And it's a lot of screaming. So I have PTSD.
Yeah.
So my mom would take any job, and then she started working at bars. And you work at a bar in a small town, you're a prostitute.
And in Mexico,
that's essentially
it's not even right. There's no rules,
right? And so I remember struggling because I would get bullied at school. It's oh, your mom works at a bar. And then my mom meets this guy. I mean, my mom had so many boyfriends, and I met so many guys. And because she wasn't careful, my mom would bring different guys all the time.
Yeah.
And I would always see strangers in my house. She had this thing, and I'm sure it was because of all the stress. And she was she had deep trauma, and she was severely abused.
Of course,
You've been chased with a knife, and you have to run for your life and save your kids' lives. So I think she was so out of it, and she would dissociate a lot, and that's why she wasn't very present with us. She did what she could with what she had.
Yeah.
And then she meets this guy the guy was married, but I'm thankful that she met him because he was the one that brought her here. Then I came here. When I was 15, and then my mom was working at this company where they used to clean offices and stuff. Every morning, 5 a.m. we'd get on a van and go to their routes. And I started going to work with her. So I got groomed by her boss because my mom was drinking all the time, and that was a lifestyle. They would always just as they really worked all day, and most of the night they came home, slept for maybe 4 hours, and then get back up. But then the guy grooms me, and I end up marrying the guy at that age. And my mom's we went to Vegas. She signed with the guys. No. He was twice my age. Wow. Abusive, he was very physically and psychologically abusive. I got pregnant. I lost the pregnancy because he was abusive. I asked my mom to let me move back in, and she did, and I started working, and I started getting back on my feet. But I was so disappointed in that relationship that I had that period where I was dating this girl. I dated a girl for 3 years. Yeah, I was in this relationship with this girl, and I was just confused, too young, disappointed in men, and
really trust me. I often wish I could be attracted to women.
Yeah. And so for me, it was another period where I met this person who gave me the attention and that treated me well, and I was okay. And when you're abused to that point, you don't even know what the standard is.
No, there isn't. You're trying to figure it out, and any ounce of comfort you get in anyone is enough.
So then the relationship ended, and then I met the father of my kids. And when that relationship ended, again, I got with him because he was like, I want to have kids and I'm a responsible person. I was like, oh, he's nice. I met his family. He was responsible. He raised his sisters and brothers, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's good enough for me.
Right.
It's like zero standards, zero idea of anything. I just wanted somebody to love me. Like, seriously, that low. The bar was that low. Just like, if you pick me, I'm there.
That's good.
That's good enough.
You wanted whatever wanted you. It didn't matter what it was.
It didn't matter. It's like so bad that you
No,
you
it's
get
not.
to that
It's
point,
understandable.
right?
I can relate because I've done that too. There's specific things my ex-boyfriend put me through that I don't even, you couldn't waterboard the information out of me because I'm so ashamed at how little I thought of myself to accept that behavior.
Yeah.
But I think that when you have enough psychological abuse, he never touched me, but I think when you have enough psychological abuse and you grew up also, like, I grew up with an alcoholic father and my mom would always put us in a safe room, and I think that you don't really go from a grade 6 situation in real life, even if it's not as bad as being put in a safe room. If it's a grade 6 situation, you go back to the safe room, like in your brain and in your body.
The whole period was just living on survival.
Yeah.
That's like most of my life was living on survival. That was the reason why my relationship ended with the father of my kids. I didn't even know what rape was.
Oh.
I didn't know. I didn't know because I knew that my mom always told me, if you don't comply, they'll go elsewhere. That was her advice all the time.
I got
right?
that advice too. Yeah.
But it got to a point where he was hurting me.
Sure.
And I didn't know that was rape because he's my husband.
Well, and your physical body, I relate to this too much. Your physical body is telling you it's not right? You feel like, you literally feel the shutdown. I mean, there was a point.
That's the worst. Oh my God.
Oh, it's the worst feeling in the world. I went to therapy, hardcore therapy. I did EMDR because of that. Mm-hmm. I was in a consensual relationship and had non-consensual sex all the time. Yeah. And it was, nothing breaks you like that.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
I sank into a hole and it hit me. I had blocked all of that from my mind. Mm-hmm. I never thought of it as abuse. And this was my dad. I'm talking about my dad. I'm going back to my dad. I thought that was normal. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know my dad had abused me. Then this girl's sharing this story, and the first time he touched me, and she was very descriptive about it, and it was the same thing that happened to me, and I just started crying, and then it all kind of like opened up for me because I had blocked certain traumatic experiences from, like, I never talked about it, never told anybody. I just wanted to be the good girl, and I just wanted to be a good girl so bad, right? Like, because I didn't get any love, and the only way that I got love was by being a good girl, and I was always a good girl. So then, that's when I started getting disgusted by the person that I was with, because I was like, so this has been happening my whole life, and now I'm a mom, so I'm a different person. Now I know real love, because now I know real love. I would never allow that to happen to my kids, of right? Course, and so that instantly like snapped me out of it. Isn't that so interesting? So then I told him to leave, right? And my mom screams because he's such a good guy, blah blah blah, da 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 da. And then I remember, like, those conversations that I was set to leave. I got drunk on a New Year's Eve, and he raped me, and I got pregnant with my little one. Wow. We hadn't had sex for a long time, but that night I just got drunk. And I didn't even know I was pregnant until I was like 4 months alone. Wow. And I was depressed. I thought I was depressed. Sure. But logically, because I wanted to leave and he wasn't leaving, and he was threatening me, like, if you leave, I'm going to take the kids away, you don't have a job, you don't have money, what are you going to do, blah, blah, blah. So it was this constant pressure. And I was like, I'm depressed. That's the logical thing. Right? So I called my mom one day and I'm like, Mom, just please take me to the doctor because I don't know what's going on. Like, I just feel like I want to wake up. And I was crying. And I go to the doctor and they tell me I'm pregnant, and I just lost my mind. Of course. I was like, like, how? We don't even have sex. And so then I go back and I remember her, and I was like, okay, I know exactly when that happened. And he made fun of me.
Wow.
And so then I told my mom, and that's when I told her the whole truth. Like, I told my mom, like, you have
about your dad.
I was like, you have no place telling me what a good man is.
And how does she react to it?
Like, she blamed me.
She blamed you?
Yeah. She said, well, you must have liked it because you never told me.
Okay, let's work on dessert. I'm gonna open these up and I'm gonna see if I can write on them. I wanna make like a little graveyard, like a little tombstone of these. Black food coloring. And remember guys, I don't just go about using food coloring. I'm obviously doing this for Halloween. It's like not the easiest to work with. Okay, well that looks bad, but it was a good trial run. Okay. I am not like an arts and crafts person. Why did I think that I could just pull it off? I think I did it. Okay, I'm gonna put them in the freezer. They look really cute actually.
And it's hard, like my friend says, whenever she goes to visit her family, it's like this whole dynamic that they have going on, where they don't see things the way that you see them. But now, because you've done the work, you see that, and now you have boundaries around that.
That's the exact dynamic I have with my sisters, which is now I feel like I'm very like I've accepted that they're just not going to understand that I really am coming from a place of concern and love. But I think they're just not going to change. I've spoken so often and so much about the same stuff.
I have passion for people who refuse to change because I've done the work and it's fucking miserable.
Of course.
Having to look at your own shit. Are you kidding me?
Of course, it's the worst.
It finally hit me and I was like, I wasn't a victim. I was a fucking idiot.
I
kept making the same mistake
100%.
over and over.
You're the one.
Why was I dating literally the same man all the time? Who was the common denominator? You are so stupid. Oh my God, like it hits you like.
Whenever I do go off on a tangent with them, I preface like, I'm only telling you this because I've been there and I've done it. I'm not trying to preach to you. I just let it be now. And now we do. I think my mom like really wants us to have a more close relationship, but I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my breath. It's been years.
You
and
they don't care.
Yeah, and so now when I see them, it's hi, how are you? Super cool. Oh my God, great.
And I leave,
and that's it. And it's super fit. And it's like I know that they want a deeper relationship. I want a deeper relationship with them, but like, I'm not the type of person to have a I'm not even having a superficial conversation with you, and we technically just met.
Yeah.
I'm that type of person. The truth is very important to me.
Right.
To myself.
I
value truth.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a bunch of things I'm sure I lie to myself about that I'm not aware of yet, or that I'm just not there yet, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but like, I can't have a relationship with you if we're having a deep conversation and this is all cool, and then you go and act different.
You kind of have to evaluate, right? Like, okay, the price of living a life in truth is having to do what they call the shadow work, right? Which is like acknowledge your own shit and work through it. And my mom, sometimes we're talking and then she starts, my mom's super negative most of the time. And she's always like complaining. And then I go, okay, so I've heard how you feel. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do? And that's all I have to do. I just have to do that.
No, it's so true.
And she gets the and then she starts saying, oh, so you're saying it's my fault.
Yeah.
You're always judging me. I'm always the bad person. I'm like, I just asked you a question. Because now I'm surrounded by people who grew up with privilege and they never had abusive parents and they don't know it and their lives are great, right? And I kind of appreciate that because I can see the contrast.
Me too.
For me, it's like, I'm sad for that little girl that didn't have all of these because everybody deserves that. Every child deserves to have peace and have what they need and be provided for and not have to worry about the world at such a young age. If you feel like you're carrying the whole entire world on your shoulders when you're living in like a dysfunctional environment, it was rough. And I can see that now because I see the contrast.
Yeah.
This is how it should have been.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that.
Me too, yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna go to the bottom of like hell because what else are you gonna do? And then you see where you're at right now and you're like, you actually did pretty okay.
I think I was about to say that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of both of us, but I mean, relatively, I would say that I can't compare my story to yours growing up, but we really did just at some point turn to ourselves and go, well, girl, you got to save yourself because no one's coming.
No one's coming.
No one's coming. And I don't say that I'm proud of myself a lot, but I think that's one really important part of my personality, that I don't wait for anyone. I'm very aware that I'm in control of my own life completely, and that everything that I want or need or have or don't have or whatever is on me. Whatever happened to me to know that, I'm really grateful for, because it's a tool that I think like takes us past.
It's empowering.
It's so empowering. There is no sense of fear. Like there's a lot of anxiety and fear that goes away when you really are rooted in knowing that like you can kind of move how you want to move without succumbing to someone's bullshit anymore.
My home is peaceful, and that's what that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I have good kids.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I wish I could change except for growth, right? Like except for learning more. Yeah. And like achieving more.
Yeah,
right?
That's such a privilege.
Right?
Such
it's just to be there.
It's just reparenting yourself over and over and over again. All day, every day. All day, every day. That's all I do. I love it. This is like a little therapy session.
I love it. I am so sad that you're so far.